Esifa, this is LaserBolt coming at you with another Destiny video, and today I want to give you guys tips on the Trials map called The Last Exit. This is a brand new map. Maybe not all of you are familiar with it, and this is the first time you're getting in, and you're probably wondering, what exactly do I have to do in this map? What type of loadouts do I need? What type of weapons will I be using? What is the best way to approach this map? But before we get started, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about callouts. So callouts are going to be very important in this map because the map may seem a little bit big, but it can become very, very small really quick because there's a lot of passages, a lot of doorways. So for starters, we are going to call this action right here the outside, or you could call it the courtyard, whichever works better for you, because these callouts are going to be very important. So this is going to be the outside area. Once you go in through this door, this is known as the cafe, per the name up here, cafe. So that way you guys know, if you guys call it the cafe, that means someone is inside this area. Now this back portion right here, this is towards the B flag. These are the escalators. Best way to actually call this one is just the escalators. And you know, when you're doing callouts, you could say escalator top, which is top here, or if you're down here, this is escalator bottom. All right. This hallway right here, we like to call the subway. So this one's just you know, if you call subway, you know people are in where the subway's at. This part right here, these are called the tunnels. So if you call out the tunnels, people will know exactly where the tunnels are at. Alright, so that way you guys know if there's a fight within the tunnels or if not. And this part right here is called the cave. So if you call out cave, people know exactly where you're at. So all this area right here is the cave. So once again, rounding this off, right now I would be going to the cave. Once I exit the cave, I am outside or the courtyard. If I go through this door, I am in the cafe. If I go through this cafe, I am going to be heading towards the escalator down to the subway, making my way back towards the tunnels. So there you have it, guys. That's how you guys would do the callouts. That's the best way for your team, because communication is going to be very key on this map, because like I said, this map could become very small very quickly, as you see how easily I was able to round that off. Now we're going to be talking about positioning and areas there where you should be positioning if you're sniping, and we'll talk about loadouts a little bit further on the video, what type of classes you should be running with, and what type of subclasses you should be running. So as far as you spawn on A side, this is the part where you're going to mostly be having a lot of engagements. The first lane you're going to have is this one right here, which overlooks the B side spawn on the top of the escalators. You could overlook that, or you could go position yourself on the right side and get a better angle on that you know, upward escalator if you're coming through here. Next up, if you want to go ahead and aim down the door, if that door is open, you come to the bottom of the outside steps and aim through there. And you also have another positioning angle that you could go based on the outside area, which is this one right here, and this one will give you inside of this door's open, kind of seeming the top of the stairs of when people are working their way outwards. If you spawn on the opposite side, which is B side, you're going to be making your way towards the escalators. Once you come up here, the escalators, these are very good lanes that you can have towards that rock that was overlooking you, or towards the bottom of that rock right there. Or you could get a nice lane right here, which gives you a more of a wider view of this portion right here, giving you that nice scope. You also, if you spawn escalators, you have very good views inside the cafe room, so you could definitely snipe in here, or you know, you could approach this and get a little bit further in here and snipe this doorway right there. If you're trying to cover the bottom portion of the subway area, you know, you have a very nice lane right here with this glass. The cool thing about this one is they won't be able to shoot you, but you'll still be able to see them if someone's coming through this doorway. So as soon as they come, you can either align your shot, or you can just, you know, stick out right to get that quick scope or that quick shot right there watching the hallway. So very cool looking sniper lanes for this map. Very decent. If you spawn in here, you can even transition towards this part right here and get a very good sniper lane on this door when it opens and closes. So that's pretty much rounding out the sniper lanes if you guys are running a sniper. But the majority of this map, you're going to see a lot of shotgunning, because this map is highly favored for shotguns. So as far as loadouts, now that we want to talk about loadouts, the best thing we want to talk about is which one's going to work best for you guys. But before we talk about loadouts, a lot of people have been asking, where does the flag spawn within this map? It spawns right here, dab in the middle. So controlling the outside is going to be very key to this map and its engagements. Alright, now that we talked lanes and, you know, pretty much callouts and all that stuff, let's talk about what type of loadouts you're going to want to have when you guys play this map. Usually my recommendation, if you're running a fire team of 3, you're going to want to have 1 sniper and 2 shotties. That is the best combo you could have for this map, because the sniper is going to give you that nice, ability to actually get that quick pick. If someone gets that quick pick, then, the shotgunners are going to want to rush up and try to control that orb, because controlling the orb on this map is going to be very crucial, and it's going to be one of the factors that's going to help you win the most out of your battles. So controlling that orb is going to be very predominant. So 2 shotgunners, 1 sniper. As far as snipers are concerned, you guys already know which snipers you guys should be using. The predominant ones right now are, of course, you still have your longbows, you have your 1,000-yard stairs, but you also have the new ones that are coming in. Pretty much the ones that drop from the one you get from the drop from, when you open up the skeleton key, the Dawn, you're able to use that. The new trial sniper is actually really, really good. Or any sniper that you feel really comfortable with, that is what you're going to want to go ahead and be using, and it should become effective for you. There's the Devil's Dawn. That's the the one that most of the people have been using currently as of late. If you're running a shotgun, then your shotguns that you're going to want to be using, of course, you have your Party Crasher +1. You have your Matador. Those are pretty much predominant, the ones you're going to want to use. If you're a sniper, I meant Universal Remote would probably work with this map if you want a Universal Sniper combo. I don't recommend it, but it's something that you want to use. You guys are more than likely to use. As far as primaries are concerned, you're going to be running either 2 sets of primaries. You're going to be running, actually 3 sets. Either a Scout Rifle, which is your Mida. You're going to be running a very decent hand cannon, something like the Last Word, A's Luna, the Palmador, the new hand cannon that you're able to buy from the Crucible vendor. Any hand cannon that you feel comfortable with, that is what you're going to want to run. Scout rifle, definitely the Mida multi-tool does work on this map. And of course you have your pulse rifles. You'll have something like the Grasp of Malek. You could also be rocking the Hawksaw, and you could rock any of the new weapons. I personally like the new Outbreak Prime, which is what I've been running with, and definitely any pulse rifle, scout rifle, or hand cannon would do wonderful for this map. As for heavy is not so predominant in the map, because heavy tends to spawn in this area here. The majority of the time you will not be picking up heavy. So a sword could probably work, a rocket launcher would probably work, or LMG, any heavy would work, but don't think you're going to be picking up heavy, because it spawns right here, and it's very difficult to actually get from A all the way to this heavy. Either way you come, if you come from the outside or you come through the tunnels, it's going to be very difficult to pick this up, just because if someone spawns on the A side, on the B side, they're going to have these lanes right here where they could automatically just wait for you to pick up the heavy and kill you. Or if you're coming from A side trying to pick up the heavy through these doorways or through the tunnel, the person that spawns on the A side, and you're coming from B side, either you're coming from up here, you can definitely kill people, or have this lane, shut down once you come through this door, and just, keep them from getting heavy. So don't think you're going to be picking heavy. Don't count on heavy that much on this map, as far as, being able to do a lot of damage with heavy. So it doesn't really matter which heavy you go with. Definitely a rocket launcher would work. I would say if I had to recommend the rocket launcher, I'd probably recommend the Gallahorn, just because it has the Wolfpack rounds. So if you randomly shoot one and miss, those Wolfpacks could do a lot of damage. Now let's go ahead and talk about subclasses for this map. What subclasses work the most, and which are more effective. If you're running a Titan, the best subclass you could definitely go with is Striker. This is a very close quarter map, even though it does look a little bit big. So running Fist of Havoc will give you a lots of help, especially because you could get multiple kills. Another cool thing about this one is you could definitely go ahead and run Jug on this one, because it's such a close quarter map with your shotgun. And sniping with a Striker class would definitely not favor that. Would have to probably go, if you're going to be running shotgun, you would definitely want to be striking. If you want to go ahead and run a sniper, you could definitely run Defender. Defender would probably work best for you if you want to use a sniper, because you're going to be pretty much be hanging back a little bit more, and in case the flag spawns or you need to pick up a rest, that bubble is going to do a lot of work for you. Now, if you're playing on your Hunter, there's 2 classes that I would highly recommend. Both of them pair really well, but there's one that's more favored than the other one. One's going to be more a supportive class, one's going to be a more of aggressive class. If you are playing as a Hunter, you're going to want to be running Night Stalker. Now, the reason why Night Stalker is so effective is for 2 things in this map. One is the Shade Step, and number 2 is the Smoke Grenades. The Smoke Grenades help you contain zones, and are very, very well predominant on this map on zone containment and avoiding pushes, and actually containing a push, or an attack. You also want to have this one because it's going to be very effective, especially with Shade Step, which in the cafe, which is one of the hottest zones within the map. So definitely Night Stalker is really high up there. The other one that you're going to want to run is Blade Dancer. Blade Dancer is very effective, especially with this close quarter map. A lot of engagements within the cafe. And if you have these gauntlets, which are one of the best hunter gauntlets currently available, the Shinobio Valves, this one will give you a massive amount of grenades. You get double the grenade, double the fun, and this map is highly, highly favored when it comes to grenade usage. So definitely do consider this as one of a very one of the most effective subclasses for a hunter class. Now let's take a look at the Warlock and see what I recommend you guys to have if you guys are running a Warlock class. If you're running a Warlock, then this is the subclasses I'm going to recommend you guys to use. Definitely run Voidwalker. Voidwalker is going to be one of the best subclasses to run specifically for this map. There is a lot of, a lot of people group up, so definitely Voidwalker would be effective. One thing I do want to recommend you guys is if you're not used to using Lance, try to get good with Lance. Lance is going to be very effective for this map because there's, usually there's a lot of doors, there's a lot of hallways, a lot of, wall breaches and stuff like that. You're definitely going to want to run around Lance. It's going to help you hit that Nova Bomb a lot better. But what makes the Voidwalker better than all the other subclasses are these little guys, the action bolts and the scattered grenades. This map favors a lot of grenades. There's a lot of grenade engagements. These seem to follow the enemies till infinity and beyond. So action bolts are amazing, especially when trying to clear a room or trying to find out if there's an enemy within the room, or if you just want to, you have one person one shot and they run away. These guys will do the job for you guys. Action bolts definitely clear out the cafe or any type of the subway room. So definitely these nades are very favored with Voidwalker. I would highly have recommended a Sunstinger if we were still had the fusion bolts to still be the thing, but unfortunately they are not. Second class I would recommend as a Warlock is the Stormcaller. Not so much because this map requires a lot of crowd control with the super. The super semi-effective. It could get shut down really, really quickly, especially because a lot of people like to group up when it comes to this map. But it's very effective in the sense if you're going to be running an aggressive Warlock with that nice reach and that nice melee with that shotgun pair up. So that's what I would recommend, guys, if you guys are running those subclasses. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, make sure you guys leave a comment and a like. Don't forget, if you guys want me to do another breakdown of the map and give you guys my tips and tricks for Trials of Osiris for next week's map, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have any suggestions or anything that's actually working for you guys within this map, drop it down below, because as long as we help each other as a community, we will help Guardians reach that flawless and that promised land. Don't forget, guys, for all things Destiny, keep it locked here, and I will catch you guys on the